What's up, college football fans? It is the Mac and Murray College Football Show, and it is the Thursday edition, so we always get a special guest. This week, it's my guy, David Pollack. Make sure you go catch him, See Ball, Get Ball on YouTube, and obviously all of his social media as well. Does a terrific job covering the game of college football. An absolute legend of the University of Georgia, but a man who does not wear the Georgia hat when it comes to picking, because he's going to give you the real answer. I absolutely love it. David Pollack, man, appreciate you joining us on the show this afternoon.
Georgia fans don't love that all the time, Aaron. I get called Benedict Arnold sometimes, but it's really nice when your squad gets to the point where they're so good that they win most games and you ain't got to worry about picking them. Now, Eric wouldn't know anything about that, but we possibly could, Aaron. So
Hey, you know what's
listen, there was a time where old Georgia was just wandering around in the desert looking for water. So I love that you can talk now. It's fun. It's good. But you're right. My Tigers are wounded animal, if that. They might be dead just on the
Hey,
side.
Paul, you'll get a kick out of this. I've been called over the past 6 months mini junior Pollack multiple times for some of the things I've said about Georgia football.
made it.
So I'm like, you know what? I've made it, baby. I am Pollack Jr. over here.
What don't people get about that, man? Like, you're supposed to be objective and do a job. Like, you still rooting for Georgia. Eric's still rooting for Clemson. Like, it's always strange to me, but Kirby gave the best answer ever. I did a speaking engagement with him, and he was like, let me ask y'all a question. When I was playing for Alabama, were y'all calling me Benedict Arnold when I was beating Georgia? He was like, well, then shut up. He's got a job to do. I'm like, can I just take you with me with every engagement I go do so you can slap people around?
You just start that off every time you pick a Georgia game. Just that just maybe clip that out and just use that just to everyone chill out. But anyways, obviously we're going to talk the biggest game of the weekend. There's multiple, but we'll go to the big one first and obviously get David's thoughts on some of the other big time games across the country. Alabama on the road against Georgia. Alabama's dominated. They have, let's be honest about it. I want to go from a psyche of a player here, Paula, because I feel like I'm a very different as a player than I am as a fan and analyst right now with like my anxiety heading into this game. But like as a player, like, do you truly look at it, you think? I don't know if you ever had a game like that or a team that you played that just seemed to have Georgia's number or even in the NFL. Like, is it a real thing?
Well, Aaron, you didn't have that because you beat everybody you played. We did. We lost to Florida almost every year. Yep. And it got to the point where Spurrier was talking and chirping and you heard all the stuff and all the things. And then like that week, man, you walked around and coaches' booty holes were tight. I mean, they were like, anything set them off. You're like, chill, dog. Like it's just inside drill, man. Like we're going to be all right. So yeah, it's a real thing. And I think there's been a concerted effort in the building to make sure that this is just another game, like not the past, because the past isn't good. Kirby's got 19 losses at Georgia, 6 are to Alabama. Like a third of his losses are to Alabama. Now, Nick ain't there anymore. And Kalen DeBoer and company are 2-4 on the road. And Kalen DeBoer and company have a lot of pressure too because their mulligan's gone. They done got that tail spanked by FSU. So, like, that's part of the equation too. Like, I think these teams are very similar. Pass rushes haven't been great. Running games haven't been elite. Pass protection hasn't been elite. Now, Ty Simpson's got it cooking. And he had 20 incompletions in the FSU game. He's had 5 since. Like, he's got some weapons out wide that can make plays. Hello, Ryan Williams. Yeah. Welcome back to college football, because we saw that 17-year-old last year, and it was like, my gosh, this dude's amazing. And then now you saw some flashes, and they got it back with Bernard. So I think both teams have found themselves a little bit more, and now it's going to come down to, the supporting casts. Like, who can protect their QB, keep him upright, who can run the football, all those things. But make no mistake, there's a reason Georgia's won 33 straight home games. There's a reason that's the longest in the country. The fans are stupid. Now you give them till nighttime so they get to get more hydrated, more excited, and that will be a tough atmosphere for Alabama to walk into, especially considering under DeBoer, 2-4 on the road.
It's for a reason, right? Like, you are who you are, and you have those losses and things when you go on the road, things that it's tough. And you mentioned, playing at Georgia there in a night game, it's going to be insane. And so what can you do? How can you, try to take the air out of the stadium? Is it slow process? They can't run the balls effectively, so probably not. One area that I'm really focused on, and I think might be the difference of the game, is you saw Georgia's DBs last week or a couple weeks ago against Tennessee. There were big plays galore all over the field.
Struggled.
I think Alabama has a better quarterback. I think Alabama has better receivers. So are they able to take advantage of that? Now, they don't have the privilege of being at home like Rocky Top did there, but that's my biggest concern. Are you with me there, or is there another point of emphasis of this game?
No, 100%, because that's the one thing I left the Tennessee game going, okay, well, the offense showed up and showed out, which I hadn't seen before that point. But I was like, man, you watch that game evolve and you go, pass rush, okay, 4-man, nobody getting home. Okay, let's try 6, nobody getting home. Man-to-man coverage, win over the top. Like that's – now here's what I'll say about it. If you really watch it, Harris is in great position to make a play. Push off, I don't agree with, because offenses are allowed to do that. He was on top of the route. He was where he should have been. He's got to make that play. How about Robinson? He was there. That's a freshman that makes a mistake that goes like this. Hey, it's only 15 yards for PI, bro. Like, tackle that sucker. Just tackle him. It's okay. Don't try to hold off and pull off. So Everett didn't get beat deep because he's an animal. Like, he's really good. He's elite. So I think they have some pieces that can be better. Who's going to get home? Like, somebody has to get home. Good news is when you play at home, you know the snap count because it's silent every single time. So, Eric, y'all fat boys up front, it's a beautiful thing. Is it the guard that's going to look into the center, give him a little love tap on the right cheek or the left cheek and say, hey, as soon as my head comes up, that ball's coming? Or is the center going to do it and pick his head up and wait 1,000, 2,000, ball snap? Helps me, advantage me. So that's why you love being a pass rusher at home. Offenses can't communicate as well. They can't go through their checks out loud. Ty Simpson's still young. Like, changing the picture on him and making him have to make decisions and read things. And so I think there's some good about Georgia's defense that they were in the right spots or needed to do something a little bit different. And I think they will get better and continue to improve.
I want to stick on the quarterback here, Pollack, for a second. So both guys started the year off rocky. I mean, Ty Simpson against FSU, which I don't think it was all his fault. I think guys around him, especially on defense, were the bigger issues than he was. But still, like, the fan base was like, what the hell? Like, Ty Simpson's not good enough. Georgia, the amount of people that I had texting me saying, like, hey, at some point, you pull Gunner against Tennessee if he's not playing well. Like, we want Puglisi. Puglisi has a bigger arm, blah, 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 blah. Like, everyone always loves the backup quarterback when things aren't going great, even if it isn't the starter's fault necessarily with everything that's going on the offense. Both have played well since. Obviously, Ty has been just unconscious throwing the football. And then, what we saw from Gunner, especially in the fourth quarter, kind of gives you the good feeling of, like, this guy can do it in crunch time. But which one do you trust right now, based on the film you've seen, on the limited action? What guy are you betting on for not only this game, but going forward?
I mean, Ty Simpson in rhythm, on time, throwing the ball is a fun thing to watch. I mean, he's as good as it gets in the country. Like, he really does a good job of keeping his feet in. Now, sometimes he'll get a little bit happy, and obviously against FSU on the road, and the pressure was just kept coming. Like, Alabama's offensive line, I'm not sure they dressed out that game. Like, it was bad. Like, it was really bad. But I do like, if you're asking me a thrower, it's definitely Ty Simpson. Like, I love his feet. I love his accuracy. Now, he doesn't see things the way I would like to if I'm calling plays. Like, he's going to miss. He will lock on to reads, and then he'll dance and run around, which is fine. But, like, I want him to keep his head up and make plays. Now, Gunner, I think, is a different QB. Gunner's got a laser. Gunner's going to go, throw the short stuff out wide, the screen game, the perimeter game to Branch. I love what the offense looks like to me, and what you're gonna see this of offense continue. It looks like Monken in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. It's QB run. It's spread them out. Like, it's gonna be QB power. Like, you can use. How about this, Aaron? I bet you didn't know this. There's only 3 times under Kirby Smart has a quarterback rushed the ball 10 times in a game. Gunner Stockton, Gunner Stockton, Gunner Stockton.
Oh, wow.
Like, that shows you, man, like, if he's going to play, that's a part of what he is and who he is. Mm-hmm. He's going to stick it in there and read it well. A lot of frustration in years past has been, why are you doing that with Beck? Why are you doing that with Fromm, who's slow as crud? God, such a bad athlete. Like, I play golf.
Did you say that about me when I ran zone read, by the way?
No, you were not a bad athlete. Fromm's a horrible athlete. But no, I play golf with Jake enough. I want to make sure I throw that in there. So I think like it's a different package. Ty Simpson's a better thrower. Like Gunnar Stockton, to me, can be really elite at the quick game, can be good with running the football, can be good with the zone read and other elements to help your team win. I think if you put the ball on Gunner's hand and you tell him to throw it over and over and over and over again, I think you're fighting a battle that you're going to lose. Right. Because here's what I'd love to see better from Gunnar. I think when Gunnar sees man-to-man, I think he's cool. Yeah. When Gunnar sees zone and letting it rip and trusting it and seeing it, and listen, he's still a young guy. I want to see more of that from him. But I can dictate coverage to you by spreading you out, by throwing those screens. I'm going to make you play man. And the surrounding weapons at running back, Georgia's got an arsenal, bro. Like, next guy in, stay fresh, stay healthy, break tackles. Listen, both offensive lines ain't been that elite either. So they both got to prove themselves. So I would say Simpson throwing the football, and I would say Gunnar with his ability to run and make plays that way.
Yeah, last one for me on this matchup, because it is so fascinating. When you think of these two teams in the last decade plus, and maybe a little bit longer for Bama, you think elite offensive line, elite defensive line. And not to say that maybe they can't get there, but they have not. Either side has not been that, so far this year. What would you want to see defensively from either way, however you want to look at it, either side? Is it more games? Is it more blitzes? Is it just frankly winning when you're going 4-man, sending it there and winning your one-on-one matchups? What do you want to see from these defensive lines?
Well, Alabama plays primarily zone. So they're not going to be as aggressive. So if you're an Alabama fan, that means you got to win up front. Now, Big Tim comes back this week, and that will be a big deal for them. But you start to see freshmen all popping up on tape too. Big number 90 at nose tackle that got in there and got a sack. Like, they've got some guys that can get to the quarterback. They got to get there, get home, and get more sacks, get more TFLs, be more disruptive if you're going to play that zone, because the back end is really, really good. Yeah. Now, Georgia, they have a really good linebacker core. I think they've got some players in the back end. Obviously, 4 is an animal. Like, he's a freak. He's really, really good. 6 is really, really good. Like, they've got some guys that you look at and you say, okay, they can do their job. It's the others. It's the others. Can they get in there? The other cornerback spot. Like, are you going to ask them to be on an island? Okay, they're going to protect. They're going to come after them. So I would say this too. Georgia's got to win more one-on-ones up front. Like, they did not do it in the Tennessee game, whether you brought 6. So do you become more simulated pressures and find ways to attack and blitz, and maybe use Allen more with his athletic ability, or use your linebackers who are both, really athletic, really physical guys, because they're going to have to find some answers at pass rush, because it's not at a level that you're going to go win, close defensive tight games. And I don't think anybody wants to be in shootouts every week. So I want to see more from the pass rush for sure.
So give us your prediction. Like, what happens? Is this a close game? Is it not? Is it blowout one way or the other? And then obviously, who is your prediction to win this thing?
I think Alabama is 8-0 when scoring over 35 points with DeBoer. Under, they're 3-5. I think Georgia will keep them under. I think Georgia will be first to get to the 30s, and I think Georgia, because of that, will win. I think it's a 31-28 type of game. Wow. Like, I think Georgia's backs, man, are such an advantage. And then Branch is a trump card. Like, he's a cheat code. He's the guy you play with on video games that you should go, okay, throw it to him now, and he can go right now. And listen, Bernard's a running back type guy, but he ain't that. He'll make plays with the ball. Williams can run and make people miss, but he's not Branch. Branch is 0 to 100 miles an hour in 2 steps and hard to catch. So it's a big deal having him. I think they make enough plays, but I think Gunner's going to carry the ball a lot. I think they're going to be very diverse. They'll spread you out. They'll do everything they need to do to keep things more simple.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a fun game. I can't wait. I mean, it's a beast every time these two play. Let's go up north here, because Oregon's coming to town in Happy Valley, and this is a monumental game as well. But I'm kind of leaning. I'm leaning with the Ducks, though, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I think they're way faster. I think they're way more electric. And as good as that defensive coordinator is, which maybe is the best in the country for Penn State, I just think they're going to overwhelm Penn State and jump at them. I think they win by double digits. Would love to kind of hear your thoughts.
No respect for Penn State. Just no respect.
I don't believe in Aller. I don't believe in him at all. I don't believe.
Well, I'll say this. they haven't given you any reason to believe in Aller yet. Right. And he hasn't given you any reason. Like, he's not playing at an elite level. They haven't used these preseason games to go chuck the ball all over the yard and believe in him, because I don't think that's who he is. Now, who is he? He is a guy that they can run the power read game with. He can run. He can break tackles. He can rush the football. He's got that. He's got experience. He's at home. So these are all things that I think are really good. Let me tell you something, bro. If you got Drew Aller and Singleton and Allen and these cats with all this experience and all these offensive linemen coming back and all these players coming back, and now you got Colton Ecke, AD or offensive coordinator, check, one of the best in the country. Jim Knowles, check, one of the best defense in the country. And Oregon Ducks walk in there with 18 new starters, and they come in there and they slap you around. Like, they going to be walking around the Big Ten like Conor McGregor in the ring. Like, they're just going to be walking around like this, letting it hang out, because they still ain't lost a Big Ten game, guys. They still ain't lost one. They won the league. Like, they have done what they've wanted. They're retooling, reloading, going to Penn State in a night game with a whiteout. Penn State can't lose this game. You talk about pressure, it's all on Penn State. Yeah. It's all right there. Like, you're supposed to win this game. You need to win this game. I think because of that, I think Penn State can win this game. I think Oregon hasn't been challenged yet. I think Oregon's rush defense, I can't say that there's, huge cracks in the armor. I can tell you there's a little bit, because Northwestern can't beat them in a million years, but I saw a little bit. I saw enough to think that Penn State can run the football. And don't forget about this. Rewind. Big Ten championship game a year ago. Championship game.
They ran all over them.
They ran all over them. 200-yard rushers. Yeah. Like,
but they still didn't win, though, doing that.
They didn't. They didn't. But let me tell you something. If you want to watch some pass rushing Jessies and some disruptive suckers, turn on a Penn State tape. Yeah. Like, those suckers are going to get in your grill. They're going to be at home. Like, Dante Moore, listen, I agree. Dante Moore is good. He about to get a big-time atmosphere in a big moment. For sure. I want to see what's in his chest. So far, I compare him to C.J. Stroud, man. Okay. Calm, cool, easy delivery.
Which guy do you trust then, like, quarterback-wise, of the two? Do you trust him in a road environment, or you trust Drew at home, all the hype, all the excitement, but if yet to really do anything much with it this year?
But I think you're going to ask Moore to do more. Yes, like, Moore has to be great. Aller has to be good.
Sure.
Like, that's the difference to me. Aller has all the experience. He's been there. He's done that. Like, if he can't do it now and Penn State can't do it now, you're probably going to be depressed. Right. Like, if you're a Penn State fan. So I do trust Penn State. I think the biggest difference now in this big top 5 matchup, top 6 matchup, whatever, like, everybody talks about James Franklin and they talk about, like, his big game record. Yeah, Get it. How many times did he come to the big game with more talent?
Sure.
He doesn't. He doesn't, okay? He doesn't do that with the teams that he's played in that league. You can't say that this year. And you brought in Jim Knowles. You got the best 1-2 punch at coordinator in the country with Colton Ecke and Knowles. Like, there is no excuses. They're off the table. Like, put it up, man. Put them on the table, Penn State. So I want to see it, bro.
So you're on Penn State?
I got Penn State, 30-24.
Okay. I just don't, I'll be honest, I said this on our preview show the other day. I do not like Penn State's receivers. I know that the focus is on Aller, and Aller can't do it, but I watched every single cut up of those receivers, and they don't scare me. And then I watch Oregon, and those dudes can make some plays with the ball in their hand.
More of that freshman? Oh, he's oh my God.
So I think
Moore and Vincent out wide. You can't tell them apart.
I know.
Like, they're just lasers that can
go. So much speed. All right, let's get to another big time game. I'm really excited to see the 3:30 spot on ABC. LSU Ole Miss. I love Pollack. I love Ole Miss's quarterback. Absolutely love Trinidad Chambliss. I think he's a baller. I think he's a guy going forward. But do they have enough goodness around him to make this thing and win the game versus LSU?
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. It's amazing to watch LSU to transform from, like, offensive juggernaut, defensive sifts to defensive juggernaut and offensive Like, I mean, I know you're high on Musmeyer, Joe, so have I, because I've seen him make throws that I go, oh, okay, that's elite. This year, man, last year they rushed for 4 yards a rush. This year they throw. Average depth of target is 4 yards. Like, I don't know what's going on. Getting Green back is a big deal. Like their tight end who's 6'19", because they're literally going to go quads to one side and put him on the other side. I don't know if Eric's ever seen that before and it'd be very successful, but we might have seen it in the Clemson game to start the season.
It was great.
But
I loved it.
Yeah, fantastic. But they've got speed. They've got weapons. The offensive line is not great. The run game hasn't been great, but surely Nussmeier gets it together at some point, right? Like, but LSU's defense, man, I'm impressed as anybody in the country. Just the way that they've done what they've done. Ole Miss got a break, a big break.
Oh yeah.
Like talking to Ole Miss's GM, I was like, dude, how'd you find that dude? Like, there's no way he was a priority. He said after spring we were looking, we need a backup quarterback in a pinch who can play. We found this little dude from Ferris State.
He's tiny. He ain't 6'1".
He's small. He's won a national championship, got a lot of experience. If we need him in spot duty, he'll be great. He's better than Austin Simmons right now.
Right.
He is.
Right.
He's a better runner, a much better runner. Lane Kiffin gets.
I think he's a better passer, David. I think he's a better passer.
He's a better passer. He doesn't have the arm for sure that Simmons has. But he's definitely throwing the football really well in tight windows, downfield. Love everything he's doing. But the biggest thing to me is the run game. Like now Lane gets to have all of his fun. He gets to take the clipboard that he loves to chuck up in the air, and he gets to write up all these ball plays of quarterback run. I can't wait. We're having him on our show tomorrow, and I just can't wait to talk to him about all of the different things he's going to do because, like, you got Charlie Weiss in your head, Charlie Weiss Jr., and they do such a great job with tempo. What does that allow you to do? I can tell him because Trinidad wasn't there in the spring. Like he came after the spring. I can tell him the play. I can tell here's the play. Here's what they're doing. Here's what they're hot off of. Like boom. Here's our second play if something happened. So I think that they're in a good spot. Ole Miss. It's weakness on weakness. Can Nussmeier and company get it rolling? Ole Miss's defense has been bad. Ole Miss at home, like that's a big deal. What do you think? What do y'all think the series is, Ole Miss and LSU? They've played 22 times. What do you think the score is?
Dang. I would think LSU owns it.
I would think LSU.
The way you're asking, obviously, it's pretty even.
11, 10, and 1.
Ooh.
So Ole Miss always plays them tight, man. Yeah. It's always a good game. And Lane Kiffin and company, it's amazing. He averages in 66 games with Kiffin as a head coach. He's got 500-plus net yards. 32 of the games. 32. So LSU has been immovable. Yeah. Like they have not given up many points. I bet Ole Miss gets some points.
Sure.
I bet Lane
dials up. That's because Clemson's offense has not been playing pretty good.
I love how Clemson's the topic of discussion. I don't see them on the rundown anywhere, but they keep coming.
I agree.
Everybody likes
love
to talk
LSU's
about
defense, but they have not faced a juggernaut on offense yet this year like Ole Miss. I mean, Clemson, no. Louisiana Tech, no. Florida, no.
Hell no.
Yeah, like I do think they're better on the defense.
Yeah.
This will be the true test. If they do go out there and dominate on the road against Ole Miss, then it's like, okay, like that's they're better than they were a year ago, but like let's see if they do against this team.
I think all that little quarterback run gets knocked out. I don't think that.
I don't know. I like
really.
He ain't seen nothing like them boys. I mean,
he hasn't.
IU Bandits. I mean, they look good. I was blown away seeing them in person, and then just week after week, Mansour's playing out of his mind. The Weeks brothers.
Mansour's such a baller.
They're just good.
He's such a baller.
They're just good.
Yeah. Witt is the catalyst on that defense too.
For sure.
Witt is such his feel for blitzing and like blitzing and gapping out. Like you're told so much as a defensive player, like you're going to this gap and gap sound. Here's what Weeks is like. If I make the play, bro, I'm pretty gap sound. Like it's okay. And I love Baker, their DC, because it is 50% blitz, man. It is different angles. Like, hey, over here, right beside your head. Hey, over here, punch in the gut. Like, I love the way they play as an aggressor. They're bringing it to you. They're going to make you make plays and make you feel uncomfortable and kind of pick at you. I'm like, all right, okay, I see a little crack right there. We'll take that.
Yeah, no, I'm with it, man, and it's fun, and I can't imagine how that is playing, as a defensive player and the excitement you have here. Aaron's got another game for you, but I do want to ask you about the Seminoles before we move on, because I mean it's unbelievable to have the worst team you've ever had in the history of FSU football to now a juggernaut that just beat around, Alabama and is rolling, not playing with anybody. From your perspective, what have you seen from the Noles, and what do you like about these guys that maybe is something they can do all year?
Well, what a perfect storm. So we had Gus Malzahn on a couple weeks ago, and he was like, you know how much fun it is to call up plays? He goes, I go over to the iPad now, and I watch. And he was like, and I can tell Tommy what's coming. I can tell Tommy what we're going to do next. And he was like, it's really fun to do that. And you just realize, his genius now. Now, listen, Tommy is the perfect quarterback for him. This is Nick Marshall-esque, right? Like a guy that can make you miss in a phone booth, a guy that's really, really fast. So can you make them pass at some point in the future? Because that will be the question mark for Florida State. But I think you slap Alabama around, like belt, meet, bottom, beat down, beat them up, outrush them by almost 200 yards, take care of business. And then you played two crappy opponents since then. So, I can't – but here's what I can glean from it. 143-13. That's what they've outscored them. It's one thing to play bad competition. It's another thing to beat the crap out of bad competition. So, I like their maturity. I like the way they've handled it. I think you watch their defensive line. They got guys that can agitate you. We're going to find out about them next week. The Miami game, let's get weird. That's going to be awesome because there is not a better team in the trenches than Miami. You can sell me whatever you want, boys.
Both sides.
I don't care. Their defensive line, they eat people for a living, and it's fantastic. Eric's worst nightmare come true.
Ruben Bain just staring at me, just licking his lip.
Oh my gosh! And then you know what? We'll give you a playoff. Here's Mesidor. They're just Cristobal's built that. This is best team he's had, and it's fun to watch. But the ACC is a lot better than we thought, not because of Clemson,
right?
But obviously because of some of the other teams, like the traditional Florida State.
How many things can we get in on Eric in the show?
There's still time. There's still 2 minutes.
Hey, Aaron said it was over the under was 7. We had to get 7 in.
Oh
so.
God,
we did
I'm sorry, Mac. Maybe the next game. Well, hey, Pollack, man, we appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the games this weekend. Once again, go catch David Pollack on See Ball Get Ball on his YouTube channel, and go follow him on socials as well. Does a tremendous job. Enjoy the games once again, man. I have to do it again this year. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, dudes. Appreciate y'all, man.
Okay. That was David Pollack, did absolute gem. One of my favorite guys to listen to week in and week out. Make sure you go follow him, his podcast, and everything that he's doing surrounding college football. All right. We're going to dive into a couple big-time topics, Gundy getting fired, Mateer's injury, and then also the SEC and their new scheduling. 3 permanent opponents starting next season. You're going to get better games, more games overall, just the overall schedule. 9 conference games, which is awesome. We talked about that in a previous show. 1 non-con against a Power 4 team. So you get 10 legitimate games every single year. But the big thing was who was going to be, for my team, our constant 3 rivalry games every single year. And we got it. So Emac, let's pull it up right now and let's go through the winners and losers and react to each team and who they're going to have to face year in and year out. I think this goes for just 3 years. Then they'll reevaluate and then kind of make changes as need be. So let's just run through them real quick, Emac. We'll give our thoughts initially. So Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. Makes sense, right? They're 2 of their biggest rivals.
Yeah, I think certainly, Tennessee fans and Alabama fans wanted that, right? They've been playing a long, long time. That's a huge game. And of course, with Auburn, that's a non-negotiable. I was fascinated to see who was the third. What were they going to do there? Who was going to be the third team? And is everyone kind of like, oh, of course it's Mississippi State. Who else would it be? I think there is a little bit of eye rolling probably by everyone else in the conference.
All right, so that's Alabama. I'm with you. Auburn not going anywhere. Tennessee's not going anywhere. I know Georgia fans believe that Georgia-Alabama is a rivalry game. It is not, in my opinion. So, that did not need to be in the conversation. And obviously, Alabama does not need Georgia included with those other 2 teams. All right, Arkansas, Missouri, Texas, LSU. This is a grind. Texas, LSU, and obviously Missouri's rolling right now. And we don't know, every team's going to kind of have ups and downs, or the majority of teams. Not everyone's going to be like Alabama. Not everyone's going to be like Georgia, where it's like every year, dude, we got them on the schedule. But Missouri is rolling right now. So if you think for the next 3 years, Eli Drinkwitz seems to have got this thing going the right direction. Texas is a blue blood. LSU's been kind of kicking butt, obviously, and doing their thing and recruiting at a high level. That's a rough 3. Like, maybe we'll wait till the end, but, like, initially looking at it, kinda feels like Arkansas got shafted.
Yeah, and I think clearly there's some some recency with Missouri and the things that they've done, and like you said, you never quite know what you're going to get. The other two, I mean, that's as dynamic as it gets. I mean, that is
Yep.
tough. Now there's some regional elements to that too that I'm sure for rivalry purposes and things of that nature that took into account, but. I don't know if Arkansas fans are like over the moon, then they've got to see at least 2 of those guys every single year, moving forward. And then you could probably say the same thing for Auburn, because of course they're going to have Alabama, and now they've got Georgia on there as well. And you're just like, what are we doing? Why do
Clark Lee's got Vanderbilt rolling right now a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So you throw Vandy into it. It's like you're thinking the next 3 years. And luckily, Diego, I think, has come out and said he will not be playing next year.
Well,
so
yeah, he says it now, Aaron, until we offer him $3 million to come back.
True,
I mean, why not? Where else are you going to go?
True, because he ain't going to the league. That's for sure.
Going to UFL? Hang out
the
with us.
AAF. We can cover with the AAF.
Yes.
Or the AAF. What is it now?
UFL, dog. Don't
UFL.
disrespect our league, bro.
EMAC and I, you can catch EMAC and I on the sidelines of UFL games next season, having a freaking blast. All right, let's move on to the next one. I agree. Auburn having Alabama and Georgia ain't nothing. It is what it is. You knew that was going to happen. South's oldest rivalry in Alabama, or excuse me, in Auburn and Georgia. Those two are going to stick. Florida has Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky. I think this is very favorable.
Yeah.
Very favorable. If there's a team that kind of came out smelling pretty good with their 3 teams, I would say Florida. And I'm not saying this, don't get on me just because I went to Georgia. Y'all know that that's very favorable of the 3 when you look at that one.
I think there's no question, because you're getting Georgia. That's happening. That's a part of it. And then to have South Carolina, who is struggling big time right now. I thought that would be a team that we were talking about all year long. And then Kentucky. I mean, it is what it is. Good football team, solid. Things that they've been able to accomplish there, but. You're feeling pretty good seeing those other 2 drawings, I think.
And I would say this too, like look at Georgia, the next one. I think Georgia's looks pretty good too because of where, Auburn is Auburn, and that's a great rivalry, but Georgia's, dominated that rivalry for a while now. Georgia's been dominating Florida as well and have had great success for South Carolina. So, and Florida is going to be probably breaking a new coach next year.
Right.
So I think, obviously Georgia's them, Alabama, top of the SEC for quite some time. So you kind of feel like no matter what, we're a better roster.
Right.
But you don't have, I would say you don't have Texas. Let's be honest, like the big boys in the SEC, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma, when it comes to like brand and recruiting. So I think Georgia feels pretty good knowing that you were going to get those 2. And then the third one isn't, say Tennessee.
Right.
If I'm a Georgia fan, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. No, I don't have any quarrels or anything like that. And, Kentucky, Tennessee's going to be there. Makes sense regionally. Yep. South Carolina, whatever. We kind of mentioned of Florida. And they got them a couple years ago, right?
They did.
Made it happen. First time in like 200 years. They beat them. It was a really big deal. But, I think when we talk about some of these teams that are on the lower end of the SEC, it's all going to be like, well, that sucks. Sucks. Yes. You got those guys.
Yes. It's just not fun. Kind of the opposite of what I just talked about with Georgia, where they're, whatever. All right, LSU, Arkansas. I mean, I love that game. Arkansas, LSU. We just talked about that one. Ole Miss and A&M. Those are, I think, those are three good ones right now. Like those are gonna be great games, especially the Ole Miss A&M one. Obviously, we'll see Ole Miss and LSU this weekend, but love the fact that LSU and A&M are playing together. Now Ole Miss, Mississippi State makes sense. We just talked about LSU and Oklahoma. I think that's a good little grouping for the Rebels as well.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like, imagine them sitting there, and imagine these coaches were in there, and like to get Lane's live reaction. All right, you get LSU, and he's like, all right, nice. And you get Oklahoma. He's like, what the? What are we doing? Are you kidding me? And then of course Lane's going to come out and he's going to be pissed because all those games when they play at home, they're going to be at 2:30 and he wants the night game and it's just it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Never going to be happy. So that's Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Vandy, Alabama.
Great draw. Great draw. I feel good about that one. You feel, I mean, of course, Bama, you got the monster.
You got Bama there, but
rival.
And then Vandy, your big rivalry game. The Egg Bowl is always competitive and fun.
Yeah.
And then Vandy. So no, I agree. Yeah. You're never going to get like 3 bums. That's for sure. I don't think anyone in the SEC is technically a bum, but like 3 less.
Yeah, well, Yeah. Sure.
Missouri's got an interesting draw. Obviously, Arkansas, big rivalry game. A&M, Oklahoma, kind of hitting on obviously that region, Midwest to kind of in there in Texas. So it kind of feels like a Big 12 grouping there almost.
It does.
No?
Yeah, or the what's the old conference? Southwest? Is that what it was? Or Big South?
Well, I guess, I mean, 3 of them were in the Big 12. Was Arkansas ever in the Big 12?
Yeah.
I mean, A&M obviously came with A&M.
Yeah.
And then
There's
Oklahoma.
some conference back in the day, though, because SMU was a part of it. SMU dominated it. And I look like such a child not knowing what that is. But Southwest Conference? Maybe it was the Southwest Conference. Yeah. We need to look that up. We'll have research look that up.
Look that up. But no, I think very Big 12 feel right there with Missouri, Oklahoma, Missouri, Ole Miss, Texas.
I think that's the blessing, maybe. Obviously they have Texas. I don't know. Ole Miss and Missouri, like they're on the same level to me. Like you
right now
know,
they are.
Could be super explosive. Could be down year, but it's not the mega brand. It's not LSU. And honestly, if I'm an Oklahoma fan, I might be a little pissed that I don't have, one of those brands outside. I mean, Texas is what it is, and it's not even played at home. But that you don't get, a big dog every other year at your house. I might be a little frustrated by that.
Well, I mean, you're still going to have the normal schedule. So there's a good chance there's 6 other SEC games. So you'll get probably three of those at home. So there's still a good chance you'll get, obviously, a big dog in your home stadium. All right, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky is what it is. Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, Vandy. I think that is nice. I think that's the best draw.
It's the good draw.
I think where Tennessee is as a football team, compared to where 2 of those other teams are. And even, I mean, Vanderbilt's still kicking butt and obviously has a chance to be very competitive and could win the game versus Tennessee this year. But I think Tennessee feels pretty good about their draw.
Yeah. No, and it's regional. It's close. Yep. You don't have to go traveling all across the Southeast there. I think that's a good one. I think they feel really comfortable about that.
I love this next one. To know that we're going to get Texas and Texas A&M every year, at least for the next 3 years. I think that's good for that state. I think it's good for college football. And obviously you're going to get the Red River, so that's not going anywhere. So I think it's a tougher one to get A&M and Oklahoma, obviously, in your grouping. But I love the feel of that for Texas and Texas fans.
No, it's definitely nice. And it looks good. Again, kind of those old school rivalries back in the Big 12 days. You're feeling good. You're feeling good about those.
A&M, LSU, Missouri, Texas. I think that's ideal. You kind of expected that. A&M, LSU has been just great games. And then we just talked about A&M versus Texas. Vanderbilt, the Commodores get Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State. I think that's a good draw for Vandy too.
Not bad. It's not bad.
I think it's a good draw.
Yeah. You get the in-state rival there. And then, of course, an Auburn team that could be really good, really bad. Mississippi State, you feel good about that. Feel like you can compete.
So let's each pick our biggest loser and biggest winner from the helmet roulette over here. I'll go first with biggest loser. I'll still stick with. It's so hard because Arkansas is where they're at, so you kind of feel like so bad, like anyone you put against them. But to have Texas and LSU in your pairing, you're just like, oh. And Missouri's playing great under Eli Drinkwitz, and it feels like they're still moving in the right direction as a program. So for Arkansas, you kind of look like, oh, I don't love that. So I'll go with Arkansas. Kind of got the worst grouping.
Yeah, I'll go Ole Miss and it's LSU. LSU is like the common factor. I guess they're just a beast that people are not happy about. But I think that's pretty tough too, to have LSU and Oklahoma on top of your rival. That can go either way. So I like that we split there, but also Auburn, like the fact that you get Georgia and Bama every year.
Yeah, it's true.
Strap in, baby.
Strap in. But they're used to that. They get that every year. I mean, that's
I guess. I mean,
that's
do they get Georgia's every year? They usually have Georgia every year.
Yeah, it's South's oldest rivalry.
Yeah, it's
every year.
Well, I think it's the Deep Souths. I don't want to get confused with UNC and Virginia playing every year.
Deep South.
Please don't get it confused.
All right, so those are our big, somewhat, I guess you can call them losers from the entire thing. Our winners, I would say, I think Vanderbilt came out smelling pretty good, to be honest. I think Vandy's pretty good, and I think Tennessee's really good. I'll probably pick Tennessee.
Yeah,
I think Tennessee.
Tennessee was mine, and I think it's one of those things where it's just you like that, right? Like you like what you see, you're feeling really good about it, and where you are. I like what you said there. Where you are as a program, and where you think you're going, you're like, yeah, let's play those guys as much as we can.
Yeah. So that is our reaction to the SEC new schedule going forward with your rivals. Let us know who you think is the biggest winner, loser, and which fan base should be the happiest. based off that. All right, let's get to some other big time news here in college football ahead of week 5. The game that I'm going to be on, Oklahoma State versus Baylor this weekend. Preparing my notes, getting ready to talk to Gundy. We just set the coaches meeting on Thursday with Gundy. And then we get the bombshell dropping on Tuesday. You played on Friday. And we wait till Tuesday to make this decision that Gundy will no longer be the head coach there for the Cowboys. And what a career, 21 years. That's a long time to be in one spot. Won a ton of games and obviously gave us a lot of great memories both on and off the field with the media. So I'll go with you first, Emac. Like, kind of what was your reaction to the news? Was it the right timing? Was it not?
Yeah.
And kind of the things that you remember Gundy by during his time at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it's like a funeral, man. What are we doing?
I know. I was like, I didn't want to say like his time overall. That's why I kind of hit like his time at Oklahoma State.
I hope he's doing okay. Yeah, I hope he's doing.
He still has a chance to probably still coach somewhere again. But like
he'll be
that 21-year period.
Yeah. Well, he was fun to cover, right? It was fun to watch, and you think back to the. The way he defended his players, and come at me, I'm a man, I'm 40. You think of the mullet and how that thing just got out of control. It's a lot of lettuce. Good looking Kentucky waterfall there. And just a winner, right? Like he did it. And it was fun to watch. But times are changing, times are shifting. And when he kind of made the comments about, Dan Lanning and their roster and all these different things, I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe this thing's kind of moving along and either they are not or he's not ready to kind of do that. And it just kind of made sense. And I hate midseason firings. I think they're terrible. I get you want to kind of get a jump and let people know it's open. Maybe you get early access to some guys, but to me, it's more harm than good. Everybody's so differently affected by it. You just have that uncertainty. So I hate that. I hate midseason firings, but they felt like they had to do it, and we'll see. It's going to be fascinating because that guy's an alum, former player, all these different things. Now you get a fresh start in a weird world, of college athletics.
Well, it's interesting because I've had the feeling about Florida's like, okay, could this be the week that they let go of Billy Napier? And then someone reminded me of like, well, if you let him go now, they haven't played that 4th game yet. So you could get a bunch of guys that essentially say, hey, we're done. Like we're going to use this year as a redshirt year and then transfer because against, our feeling is that you guys are giving up on the season by getting rid of our head coach. Right. Why do we want to waste a year of our eligibility? So like my biggest fear as I prepare for this game, obviously it's Wednesday as we're recording this, the game is in a few days, of getting notifications like, hey, so-and-so is not playing in the game.
Yeah.
And maybe they will play this week because you do get 4 games to play. So why not play a 4th? But it's going to be interesting to see after next week how many guys to say like, hey, I got my 4 in. Yeah. Hey, coach, I'm redshirting. And, probably going to end up hitting the portal as well. So I think that's the thing that is tough about the firing right now, where like if you did after week 5, then all those guys can kind of say like, well, I've already played 5 games.
Correct.
Yeah, I want to transfer, but like I might as well just get more taping because I've already lost this year.
Well, and the other interesting business aspect to think about is, so I've heard, I don't know how these contracts are written, and I'm sure every school is unique. If you get in the portal, that NIL money's stopping, is what I've heard. And so you jump in, you ain't getting paid. And so if you're in a good spot and you can handle that, sure. Or if you front loaded your contract, but there's so many different business aspects really around this thing. So we'll see. Maybe we'll come up with some names and lists for all these openings and some fun things there. But I think the bigger news that literally physically made me sick, and I don't know why, I'm not an Oklahoma fan, I don't care. I almost threw up.
John, you put a lot of money on him? Is that what it is?
No.
Put a lot of money on him?
I save money. I don't spend money. Shatters his hand apparently and has to have surgery. What the flip is going on? But he did still march down the field and beat those boys. That was crazy. With a broken hand and like a hurt knee or something crazy.
Warrior.
What did you think? What did you think when you heard that or when you read that?
Yeah, when I got it from you, I'm literally at the park with my kids, and I get a text from you. Breaking news to me. I appreciate it. Pushing my daughter in the swing, that John Mateer broken hand will be out. And I was like, oh God, how long? And obviously you see 3-4 weeks, maybe back for the Red River rivalry. You look at their schedule bye week and then Kent State after that. So at least you can get Michael Hawkins Jr. up to speed and get him going. But I liked Michael Hawkins from a year ago. I thought he played well. I think as we talk about Jackson Arnold too, he was put in a really bad situation where the offensive line was terrible and there was no receiver. So you have a guy with experience, threw 120 passes a year ago, 63% completion, 3 touchdowns, a couple picks, very athletic running the football,
right.
A great rush at over 204 yards rushing with another touchdown. So at least you're putting him in. Now you get to see Michael Hawkins Jr. in a better offense with better skill, and a better offensive line, at least from protection standpoint. So obviously a work in progress as a runner.
And a great defense.
But he's an athlete. So the offense should still feel the same as it did with Mateer, because this guy can pull it down and be dangerous as well. So like, I hate when people get hurt, no doubt about it. And he's an absolute beast in Mateer, but I like the fact that at least you got a good backup behind him that can get out there and hopefully not a major drop.
Certainly helps, and we'll see. But when you lose a guy that was so dynamic, and it's crazy, you and I were sitting here having that conversation of, is this sustainable? Like when you run a guy that much, when he's taking that many hits, it's hard, man. It's a tough sport. I mean, we're gladiators out there, literally trying to hurt each other every single play. It's a part of it. So prayers out to him.
Yeah, I think the good news too, like we said, bye week, Penn State. Can he be ready for Texas on the 11th? I think that's pushing it. But guess what? Like
but he also might want to, dog. Like he chose Oklahoma, wants to be in that game.
But I would rather have him down the stretch, and you're still like,
and
I mean, if we can still get the 10-2, 11-1, you're a playoff team. So like, it's Texas. Yes, it's your biggest rival, and I'm sure he wants to play in that game because how awesome it is. But you also have to say, hey, Mateer, like we lose this one, it sucks, but oh well. We're still everything we want, and we need you when we play Ole Miss, when we play Tennessee, when we face Alabama, when we face Missouri, and when we face LSU. I mean, every time I look at their schedule, I'm just like, I mean, they're back in the schedules: 13 LSU, 13 Ole Miss, 15 Tennessee, 17 Alabama, 20 Missouri, 4 LSU.
Yeah. Did you say Mississippi State too? Are they in there?
No.
No, you missed. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy finish. That's a crazy finish.
Wild. So like, they need him healthy for the rest of the way. So I would not be pushing him if he is not close to 100% versus Texas. So that is the big news. Appreciate you all joining us once again. Thank you for all the love and support this week. Thank you for helping us get to 30,000 followers. Man, the goal now, let's get to 50. Let's keep it going. Share the word, share the link, all that. Go follow us on social media. And we'll be back this weekend with more reaction shows and obviously more breaking down of quarterbacks and other position groups along the way. For Mac, myself, have a great weekend. Enjoy college football.
Okay.